friends, and welcome to TurtleQueenGaming, and back to Cinders. We are about to start into what I am sure is going to be the very quick descent into everything just going horribly wrong. So, let's get started. Very well. So, I'm keeping an open mind. Do you have any other advice? No. However, there is a very pretty young lady standing over there and gazing your way, my prince. Most of them are, as if this were some sort of contest with the kingdom and palace as the main prize. Well, there are many candidates gathered together for one event, and one of them will be chosen to become rich and influential. If not a contest with the kingdom as a prize, how would you describe it, my prince? Good point, my friend. Alright, let's try to select a wise queen and a good companion for the years to come. That young lady really looks absolutely astounding, and she does have this dignified air about her. Please excuse me, friend. Good luck, my lord. Good evening, mysterious beauty. How are you enjoying yourself? Thank you, your highness. The ball is amazing. Everyone's excited to be here, as am I. Please stand up. Oh, I'm sure they are. Half of them are because they're rooting for their hidden agenda to take effect tonight. But how can I blame them? But I am sure every court member wishes both you and the land your best. Oh, please, excuse my bluntness. But do you genuinely think this to be true? What was your impression when you talked to them? I haven't talked to many of the guests, Prince, but I honestly believe they have the kingdom's interest at heart, even if it doesn't show. Fine. Have you tasted the food? We have brought spices from the eastern lands, especially for this occasion. Wonder what kind. There are so many eastern spices. I am sure it's excellent, my lord. It looks like a piece of art, and it smells delicious. But I simply cannot partake of canapé, or my dress will just explode into so much shards of cotton. Are you sure? Would you like to try these? These small sweet rolls are a particular pride of our cooks. They're called soffins, and baking them involves the help of an alchemist. That sounds fascinating, your highness. It is. That is why the taste is undescribable. It's neither sweet nor sour, salty or bitter, and unlike anything known to nature, alchemically magical. Have some. Thank you, your grace, but a lady should watch her figure. Surely a woman of your beauty doesn't need to worry about such things. You look as delicate as a morning breeze. Oh, that's because she watches her figure. You are too kind, your highness. Are you sure? Thank you, your highness. Maybe just a little bite. But if my dress explodes, it's all your fault. Oh, you don't need to call me your highness. I don't attach much value to formalities, and after all, I'm not king yet. Oh, I'm sorry for the mistake. Your highness, I didn't mean to imply... I'm truly sorry. That's nothing. Don't mention it. Oh, I won't mention it again, if that's what you mean. I'm sorry. It's fine. Just, please, relax. I get the feeling that you're very tense. Can we just chat casually? Of course, my prince. What would you like to chat about? How do you like the music? The music is heavenly, my prince. Do you really think so? Why? Are you sure you're not just agreeing with everything I say? I don't know much about music, but it seems like an excellent choice, my prince. Well, then maybe let's talk about things that interest you. Why don't you choose the topic? I don't know what you like or what interests you, your grace. Oh my, I did it again. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. It'll not happen again. Oh, don't bother. I mean, worry. Don't worry. I'm sorry your highness isn't pleased. I didn't mean to upset you, my prince. I truly didn't. Somehow I wish that you did. Will you please excuse me, my lady?
Of course, my prince. I hope you enjoy the evening.
This is going to be a long night. Well, Gloria blew it. Gloria, you're back so soon. Did the prince fail to meet your standards and you had to fend off all his attention and admiration? Did you dismiss him and take your leave? No. You're awfully quiet. What happened then? I know. You used up all your eloquence on the prince. I'm sure he was really impressed. That's probably why he ran off so fast. He was too intimidated to stay in the presence of such perfection. And I'm glad you gave me this opportunity to point out again how great an example you are for me. Please enlighten me as to the key pillars of your... Will you shut up already? Enough! If there was ever a time when I expected you two to focus, this is it. Sophia, stop with these pointless remarks. Want to show your sister? Then go and prove that you can do what she failed at. I never said I could, and I'm not sure whether... Oh, really? You're not sure of yourself suddenly? Stop whining. Stand up straight. Keep your chest forward. Maybe for once your silly books will have their use. I heard the prince reads a lot. He does? What does he read? I don't know, and I don't care. Just try to use it to your advantage. If this doesn't work, you're not as pretty as your sister, so just flatter him a lot. You can do that. Ow. Jeez. And I think she's much prettier than her sister with her freaking poofy-ass hair. Right. I'm not sure I'm sure he's not used to that. Is there anything else you would like to add to this conversation, Sophia? If not, then I suggest you go and charm the prince. And what about Gloria? Your sister and I are going to have a little chat while you're gone. You concentrate on the prince. Be seductive. Go. Oh, I'll miss your pleasant chat with Mother, Gloria. And I was so hoping for a good show. Just go. Good evening, Your Grace. I do hope I used the right style. Good evening, my lady. It is one of the conventional titles used when addressing kings, so no, not really. At least not yet. Oops. Looks like I blew it already. Oh, I just realized he's gonna like Sophia. Oh no, and I'm gonna steal him from her! Oh no! Everything went horribly wrong! Oh, I'm so sad. I wouldn't worry about that. I never understood all those subtleties. Wanted the silent B to be a thing. Myself, nor cared for them for that matter. I must be really lucky then, since I don't care much for titles myself. I've never seen the purpose. You do not? Quite a rare treat for a daughter of a noble house. And much more importantly, daughter of a powerful and ambitious lady. Don't forget about women with agendas, Your Highness. They tend to be pretty hard to overlook anyway. Oh no! I should have went for Peralt. It might not be too... Ow! I'm committed! I'm committed to the prince's end! Even if it means crushing Sophia's soul! Damn it! Oh, is that so? Oh yes, quite an overbearing character, that mother of ours. She even made us wear these dresses, you see. Have you ever worn a corset this tight, my prince? No, I never had the opportunity. Oh, neither had I until today. But it doesn't really matter, because we all have our roles to play and tasks to fulfill. After all, a single night can change the fate of many. Whole families, great houses, dynasties, etc. I can see you're quite upset, my lady. I'm only the younger daughter, and my mother wasn't born into ladyship, so it's second-hand nobility you're speaking to. You don't have to lady me, my prince. Alright, if you say so. So, are you here because your mother asked you to come against your will? Yes, that's exactly why I'm here. Because I'm a good girl who's willing to play her part. In that case, would you believe it if I said the reason why I'm here is not that different from yours? I guess you could call it a family obligation. Yes, although my oppressive parent is here in spirit alone, his legacy is omnipresent, his influence palpable. I thought the wine tasted funny. Oh my god, she's adorable! I'm gonna fucking ruin it! That face! Oh, you didn't have to play that shocked look on me. If you're anything like me, and your father was even slightly similar to my mother, a joke like that won't make you blink. You're right. Having spent all my life among people trained to keep up appearances, I picked up all the conventional reflexes. Like acting shocked when someone is making a joke about your dead parent, even though everyone knows he wasn't a good father as he was a king. I feel lucky already. At least nobody ever forced me into a mold of politeness. I shudder at the thought of someone trying. Such a silly concept, this politeness, lying to each other in the name of good manners, as if honesty was a vice. You are a very original young woman. You know that? Isn't original one of those categories physicians use when they lock you up in an asylum? Technically, I think it's innovative. And I'm serious. I'm glad you're here. I'd love to get to know you better. I'm gonna ruin it. The correct response here would be to say thank you, Your Highness, and maybe blush a little bit, yes? Well, I'm not so good at blushing on demand. Don't get me wrong. My prince, you seem much nicer than I expected. But I didn't come here because I wanted to have a chat with you. I'm here because my mother has serious control issues and wants me to play a role she scripted for me, probably before I was even born. Not very entertaining a role, mind you. And as far as my sister, well, alright, that actually is the pleasant part. I just wanted to show her that I can do it better without even trying. And I couldn't care less about ruling. Grown-ups sitting in ridiculous chairs wearing funny hats made of metal. Frankly, it all seems very silly to me. Well, you've made your point quite clear. So what now? Now? If you were a normal man, I would gladly invite you to our residence, show you how our lovely family operates, get to know you better, but alas, you are not. Therefore, it's the perfect time to go back home and get this cursed thing off my waist. Whoever invented this must have been really innovative. Good night. Have a nice ball and everything. I'm out of here. What the? Damn it! I meet someone I like and she runs off! Heavens, this ball is turning into a madhouse rather rapidly. Too bad, though. This one I started to like. Oh, good. Whew. I was afraid I was going to steal him right out from under Sophia. That would have been awful, because I really like her. Alright, I'm almost there and all ready. Time to make my grand entrance. Dum dum, dum dum. Super fashionably late. A complete and utter disaster. You have no idea how much this will cost our family. You have had a chance to secure the future for yourselves. And for your children and their children. You'll be very lucky to find a single man in the kingdom willing to court you after the display you gave tonight. And good riddance. What did you say? Mother, look. There's some commotion in the ballroom. I think someone important has arrived. Indeed. Whoever it is, or that is, they can afford to be late, so I'm guessing it really has to be someone important. I can afford to show up whenever the hell I feel like. Everyone has gone silent. What's going on? Damn! I love that dress! Oh my god, it's gorgeous! Not half as raunchy as she, made it sound. Looks like we have a latecomer, and an interesting one at that. My hair is gorgeous, by the way. That is a mighty fine dress. Wait, is that... I think I know her. I don't applaud her lack of punctuality, but she certainly knows how to make an entrance. I wonder who she might be. I don't think punctuality is among the top qualities expected from a future queen. What about stunning looks? Not a prerequisite, but then again, neither is courage, and this one clearly has plenty of both. Watch out, my prince, she is coming.
Good evening, Your Highness, and you too, Captain.
Good evening, my lady. Now, if you'll please excuse me, my prince. Good evening, my lady. I have noticed you only just arrived.
Even those who care little for appearances must accept the fact that people still judge others by their looks. That's why proper preparations have to take time.
And if I may judge, the outcome is positively stunning.
Flattery is a pleasant way of showing others what we want something from them. So what is it you want in this situation, my prince? Is it an obedient wife, a wise consort, or just someone to keep you warm at night? Do not get me wrong, Your Highness. I do empathize with your complicated situation and understand you must have a wife to be crowned.
I can see you don't hold social conventions in high regard. That is a quite accurate description of my predicament, though. Well, I just fuck it, I'm late, but let's get in this! And yet, understanding this, you are here. Don't tell me it's to taste wine from the royal cellars.
Frankly, there's more than one reason. The wine, the food, not to mention the company. I won't deny I find power interesting, especially after hearing all the rumors.
Oh, so there is a spark of curiosity behind that cold, inquisitive look. There is nothing more natural than being attracted to power, my lady.
I didn't say I was attracted to it. I merely stated that I find it, and those who wield it, intriguing. For example, what kind of person does one have to be a good ruler?
A sound philosophical question, worthy of the author of The Duke. And what are your views on the matter?
Although her approach may at times be cynical or overly instrumental, I believe that Levia Malich, managed to describe power as in its actual rather than ideal form.
An independent judgment from a well-read lady. How very refreshing. I always regretted the fact that such a fine scholar as Lady Malich does not hail from our kingdom. Perhaps I was simply blind to the treasures of our realm. The fact that some women do in fact receive education even in this backwater land.
You speak harshly about your own kingdom, my prince. Criticism may be the only weapon of the powerless, but you are hardly without power, are you not?
To be honest, I am pretty powerless. Being a prince mostly entitles me to living in a more comfortable quarters than, say, the town's innkeeper, but I don't get even a fraction of power. But assuming I were a king already, what would you have me do, my lady? What changes would satisfy subtle tastes of a learned modern woman such as you?
I might have read a few books, but I am not a politician. I can't speak generally of injustices that require mending or errors which need to be corrected. I believe the kingdom would benefit from reforms and a more modern style of government.
Isn't that a polite way of saying that the monarchy is obsolete?
Not necessarily. An enlightened ruler may balance novelty and freedom with stability and tradition. As long as he keeps those who could threaten him either too satisfied or too afraid to rise up against him.
Against him or her, I would add.
Yes, gender plays no role in such matters. At least here we have some equity. Equity?
I must admit, you're an intriguing woman, my lady. Very different from the rest of the people who came here today.
They don't seem to be even slightly bothered by the masks they have to wear. I wonder if it's so because they wear them every single day as well. But you're different. You may be wearing a mask, but you speak to me plainly and honestly, risking being misunderstood or simply rejected. I can appreciate that, even if you did leave me a bit flabbergasted. You judged me very quickly, my prince. I could be many things, none of which I appear at this moment. During the last few days, I've learned that people are as complex as their motivations and agendas. And more importantly, we are all products of circumstances and surroundings. It would be easier to simply summarize others at first glance, have their actions justified with a simple because. But it would be false as we can never really grasp what's inside them. I must admit, I find the dictum terrifying, that all of us are merely actors on some stage set out for us. Be it others or fate, being determined by things we can't control is frightening, I know all too well. You speak of your family. I am. It isn't a light story, Your Highness. Definitely not a topic for a polite and charming conversation to make the time pass more pleasantly. I would like to hear about it nevertheless. If I am not asking for too much, please, tell me about your family, my lady. How could I refuse you, my prince? Well, my mother died in labor, bringing me into this world. My father eventually remarried a woman who already had 2 daughters. He died soon after that, so now I live with my stepmother and her 2 daughters. That is strange. I've never heard of a noble house with 3 daughters and no father. I recall a family of a widow with 2 daughters, though. How is it possible, my lady? Stepmother doesn't see me as one of her daughters. She allows me to stay in her house under one condition. I work as a servant for bed and board. Those who are familiar with my family know of the existence. As for others, I wouldn't be surprised if she told everyone she has 2 daughters and that is that. That's unbelievable. I did warn you about this topic. It isn't very entertaining. No, I'm glad you told me about it. It showed me how ignorant I still am, and how little I know about my own realm. Well, in that case, I'm glad you asked about my life. Look at me babbling like a lunatic. You must be wondering whatever happened to the royal manners. But I forced you to speak about things which you must find painful during a ball. When we're supposed to be taking our minds off unpleasant things, please, allow me to make amends. Would you do me the honor? Oh, I'm not really a dancer. Don't worry, my lady. I will show you. This is well done. I wasn't expecting them to actually do a drawing of them together. Alright, maybe I can learn something from you as well, my prince. Is this alright? You're doing fine, my lady. This isn't as difficult as I expected. Not that I had expected to be dancing with you, my prince. And yet, here we are. It feels very natural, too. Who knows, maybe it was fate that brought the 2 of us together. Fate? And what is it that really brought me here tonight? Do you truly believe it was some mystical force? I can imagine getting here must have been difficult for you, considering your situation. To put it mildly, yes, but I wouldn't call it fate, my prince. To the contrary, if it was up to fate, I'd be cleaning the dishes this very moment. No, your highness. The only reason I'm here is because I do not believe in any other force other than my own ability to influence the world around me. I choose to shape my life in any way I can and take responsibility for the consequences of my actions. Having it any other way is cowardice. A commendable attitude, my lady. This may not be the wisest thing to say at the moment, but I'll say it anyway. I consider myself lucky to have met you tonight, my lady. Luck or not, I'm glad as well. Very glad to be here with you, my prince. Have I complimented your what? Have I complimented your eyes already? Strange, I can't seem to remember. Neither can I. Let's assume you haven't. I can't get enough of looking into them. They have these amazing dancing sparks inside them. I'm really glad that I didn't, go with the whole fairy thing, because now I'd be afraid that he's, under some spell influence.
Just because the way he's saying it. Not that it's not romantic, it seemed like a really quick turn, like a love potion status turn. They suit you more than well. They speak of wit and intelligence. And now I'm sure that you haven't complimented my eyes. Please, do continue. What else do you find attractive? I will then. I adore watching your lips as well. They move so gracefully when you speak, as if conveying a promise. And what promise have you read from them? I dare not say it. Let's move on. Your neck. Skip the neck, Prince. What about my chest? Chest is not the word I'd use. And what word would you prefer? Wow, we're getting like way into like, woo, slow down guys. I think we should get to know each other better before we switch to a more vernacular. I'd love to get to know you better, my lady. You will have your chance, my prince, if you're persistent enough and constant in your ambition. But we tend to undervalue things we achieved effortlessly. Let me give you an obstacle, my prince. You may thank me later. Woohoo! I'm playing hard to get. You really are incredible, my lady. And you wouldn't have it any other way, my lord. Good night, and thank you for this unforgettable evening. I took off! Oh, am I gonna stop by and be like... Oh, well, it's not Lady Carmosa. Well, it might be Lady Carmosa saying that. I don't know, but... she didn't say mother. Is that... Well, I'll be. Cinders? Carmosa, girls, are you enjoying the ball? I certainly am. Demons take me. Aren't you a clever little creature, my dear Cinders? Not only did you somehow manage to get here. Look at that dress. Yes, I can see it. Thank you, Gloria. You also had a little dance with the prince, who clearly took an interest in you. You spoke with him like you were enjoying yourself. Which means you achieved more than either of my daughters, and you did it without my help. I'm impressed. You always underestimated me, Carmosa. You failed to understand that if I put my heart into something, I can succeed at many things. She toughened the fuck out of me, though. You speak with adolescent bravado, and yet you did succeed. You did very well. I was clearly mistaken about you. Cinders, you really were amazing. Yeah, not bad. Not bad at all. Thanks. So, what are you going to do now? Got any more surprises for this evening? If you do, then please warn us in advance, or someone may have a heart attack. Surprises? What do you expect me to do? I'll just head back home. I got what I wanted, right? Besides, these shoes are killing me. What are they even made of? Blasted thing? It's, the left one that almost cut my skin. Let's see if I can send you flying over the wall, shall we? There! And stay there! I'll be going now. Take care, ladies. And there she went. Well, I'd say this has been entertaining and very educational experience. What do you think, Gloria? Yeah, I think I did learn something about myself. All of us, actually. Would you agree, Mother? A mistake. Looks like someone has just been hit with a revelation. Too bad it wasn't sooner. That's right. That's right. Because what if I don't decide that I love you despite you being her evil bitch? What if I hate you? What if I decide that maybe I'll marry the prince and you're still going to be little Miss Carmosa Nothing over there? I wouldn't do that. Because I'm a better person. Good evening, Lady Carmosa. Ladies. I'm looking for Cinders. Do you know where I could find her? My lady? Cinders is not here, Captain. Could you tell us why you're looking for her? Royal orders. The prince would like to have a word with her. Cinders just left, Captain. She seemed to be in a hurry, too, as if trying to get back home before midnight.
funny, since Mother's here, and she wasn't supposed to be here at all. It isn't like she needs to make it before curfew or anything. If that lovely dress was as terrible as her shoes, maybe she just wanted to get back home and take it off before as soon as possible. Her shoes. Yeah, yes, slippers. Very original design, too. She said they were awfully uncomfortable, and then threw one over the wall. The other one is still here on the ground. Slippers. Haha. Okay, well, everything's about to come to a head, but it's about time that I cut this off. So, we're just going to stop right there and see where the rest leads us in the next episode. So until next time, peace out, y'all.